Hi, good morning. I'm going to wait just a minute or two to see if anybody comes on live. Having one of those days that I can't get any work done until I deliver this message. So apparently it must be done. All right. I have 3 dogs around me. Let's see, one's drinking water, one's under my chair, and Cookie. He must have gone in the other room, actually. Okay. So my name's Tamara Duncan, and I'm with Epiphany Healing Arts. And I have a message that came through today that I feel is really important to share with people, especially those people that, here's Cookie, that feel like they are light workers, have healing gifts, healing abilities, have a purpose in this world for sharing light, for sharing love, a purpose that's more than doing the daily grind of working in paycheck. I have authority to speak on this because I know that I'm a light worker, and I've been working in this for probably, thousands of lives, but in this life, I've known for at least a good 12 years, if not longer, that I had special gifts, special abilities, maybe not so special, but gifts and abilities that a lot of people haven't explored yet in their lives, and that when I tap into those gifts and abilities, things happen. So part of my practice is doing a daily meditation every single day, like, structured. Usually I'm working with a mala, doing 108 mantra chanting, and then doing special breath work, and then coming into different spaces to receive guidance, information, or just peace, healing for myself. These times that we live in have been very difficult, right? These last almost 2 years. And in fact, when I look at some of my past posts, I said in 2016, it feels like we're getting towards the tipping point. This is really rough. Let's hold on. Hello? Obviously, yes, we were reaching towards it, but we were pretty far away from that tipping point back then. And but now it does see, and maybe in 5 years, I'll look back and be like, no, you weren't even close to the tipping point. I'm hoping that we are so close to the tipping point that we see some at least relief in the energy. The energy has been very intense, running from extremely just full of light to extreme dark crud. And also, that is separate from shadow. Shadow being material things that we're working out, right? Our traumas and things that we need to heal, and things rising up to the surface from both the collective, but also our own personal stuff. All of that going on. My biggest challenge has been discernment. Doing healing work, it's essential that I am tapping into the divine source, God energy, not some other energy disguising itself as light coming forth to try to infiltrate or manipulate me or put their agenda into what I'm doing. This has been really difficult. I am in the process of, I've gone back to school for my bachelor's, and the school that I go to is a Baptist university. My 2 classes this semester are the Bible and comparative religions. So I'm like all in the Old Testament stuff right now. And discerning I'm definitely getting challenged with the discernment with all of that, with reading and my exposure to all of that. But, in the Bible, it talks about these false prophets, the false light, wolves in sheep's clothing. A lot of that you can see and spot, especially in the politicians, right? You can discern that fairly easily. They say something, for example, and I'll just be real about it. And most people that are on my Facebook know I don't like Gavin Newsom. I'm sure at a soul level, soul to soul, I love him. Okay. I'm human to human. I despise him. Okay. And because one of the reasons, all the things he's done, of course, but one of the reasons is that he goes up there and has all of this spiritual language and talks about the soul of California and bringing the light back in. And as he's doing it, I'm seeing behind him this snake and this, not that snakes are bad, they're beautiful, but, representing this dark, evil core in there. And so I don't like him because he doesn't align with me, and I see the wolf in the sheep's clothing. Again, no offense to wolves or sheeps. Love wolves too. But you get the metaphor. We can see a lot of that stuff all around us. And those that are in tune, we spot it. I call it the BS detector. We are spotting the bullshit all around us, right? But then there's these other subtle energies. Just like our mainstream media is a subtle energy. Obvious, yes, but also there's subtle things. There's subtle frequencies coming through our TV, our phones, our radio, our different things. We know about these like subliminal messages. Even before that, I had a friend that told me like 8 years ago, she's like, I don't watch Law and Order. I'm like, well, why? She's like, I feel energy coming through the TV that I have to fight off. And so I definitely manage. My husband knows, like, he'll be like, is it too late to watch Blacklist? Because I love that show, but it can get pretty dark. If it's earlier in the evening, I'm okay. But if I'm starting to doze off into it, it's not okay. Because then my kind of devices are down and it's more difficult for me to manage that energy. So as light workers, people that feel energy, sense energy, know energy, discern energy, which we all should be trying to do right now, but just some of us are more in tune to our energetic, sensitivities, empaths, for example. We have to take the extra effort. I will tell you, yes, I can tell you this story. I'm only tuning in, can I tell you this story? Because at one point I was told if I shared this story that people will get hurt. Like I was threatened energetically by this being that came to me. So this being came to me in the middle of the night, very obvious that I could see in my mind's eye. I couldn't see if I turned the light on, but I saw in my mind's eye this being, this darkness with red. And however, he sent me an energy that felt very like, whoa, my heart opened. And I was like, okay, hold up. And this is where discernment is so important. I'm like, wait a second. I'm seeing one thing. I'm feeling another thing. Let me feel deeper. Is this feeling a false feeling, a manipulative feeling so that I will accept and receive? Yes, that's the answer. Okay. No, you don't get to send me that stuff. I need to see you for who you are. Anyways, this long conversation ended up happening. I won't get into it, about me grilling this being. Who are you? What do you want with me? Blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of like a recruitment trip, apparently, trying to recruit me into this, starts with an L, ends with an Aryan belief system. And I felt like the head dude came, and then threatening me if I exposed any of this. Well, it's pretty out there now, and so I even made comments to my husband, never really told him anything about it all. And I said, look, if something happens to me, I need you to call this person, and this person. If I look like I lose my mind, I need you to call Meg. I need you to call Mallory. I need you to call Courtney. I need you to call these people that I know will be able to like pull me off of like a crazy train, and I also told him I was going to write a note and with these instructions and put it in the safe. I never did that. I was able to like shift, the energy. I kind of gave hints to Michael too, my son, so that because I know he could also assist in helping pull me out of anything that, any like say spiritual attack from a very, very bold source, very, very powerful source, but not so powerful, right? Not that powerful. Not as powerful as God, love, light, unconditional love, Christ consciousness. So The thing though is we can give these power to these things. So I'm not going to deny that this thing has power, but he's not allowed in my field anymore. And I was shown, I really went and cleansed my field and have taken extra effort to cleanse my field of these things. What am I connecting to? Oh, wait, that feels off here. Even in my meditations going into, it's almost like I'm being challenged. Okay, here is something that looks full of light. Here's something that's black. Here's something that's black with a little bit of light. Here's something that's light with a little bit of black. Now feel the one that's divine source, the most closest to divine source. And I'm scanning, and there's part of me that wants to go, to the one that's full of light, and then boom, not the one that you would expect, right? And so I was like, really? Okay, so this is about discerning past what is in front of your face. And I saw Lori Ladd put a message about this yesterday, which made it even stronger for me. Like she was saying that, yes, all this that we see in our physical, these are tangible things that we see, but it's energy first. So you read the energy before you take the input of the physical. Whereas most people walk in the earth don't read the energy, they take the physical. If I can see it and hear it, then it's real, right? Well, not quite. Not in the times that we're living in, okay? Yes, this may be a real thing or whatever. It could be called a manipulation device, right? Instead of a smartphone, it could be a dumb phone. What is the energy? What is the energy is first. So this morning, my meditations are getting longer and longer as I'm sorting through. I'm sorting through, and it feels like I'm judging, but I just want to get to the most clearest channel to divine source that I possibly can. No compromising that. You compromise that, you have cracks. And that's where things can come in. We don't need to be afraid of those things that come in. We just need to be able to spot them. And when we spot them, we can transmute them, we can shift them, we can release from them, we can come in our power and say that there is, you have no power here. I'm like, no. And we don't have to get all mad about it and afraid. So this morning, I've been getting these, going on these journeys to higher dimensional spaces. I'll just say it like that, whether 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 12th dimensional spaces. I'm doing this meditation sort of that I call the light rope meditation, which is climbing up into the higher vibrational states. And when it's hard to get to the next level, bringing in healing and frequencies to help me get to the next level until it's time for me to just settle where I'm at and then receive whatever I'm supposed to receive. Okay. So this morning I ended up, and I have a guide that's with me, a trusted guide, one that I know is pure unconditional love. So I'm climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and I start getting these thoughts there coming in and forming in, and I'm remembering a meditation from 2 days ago with beings that call themselves a Lightworker Council, and I'm like, oh, am I going there? No, we're going here. Where am I going? I'm going and I'm speaking to beings from Andromeda. I don't talk a lot about the stars, the light beings so much, but I'm feeling these beings and I see myself turn in with, red hair and just, long red hair, my long hair back, and me kind of morphing and connecting with these beings and them saying, hey, we're part of your ancestral soul lineage, part of it, And so as I'm communicating, I'm feeling this really strong message come through about the light workers. And what they said was, so on Earth, we know that this is a very powerful time to be alive. Many of us are here incarnated at this time for a specific purpose. We're all here for specific purpose, but for the purpose of helping guide Earth and the inhabitants of Earth to more awakened state, maybe a new world, maybe a new Earth, maybe a more compassionate, benevolent, loving existence for people. And so the light workers are here for that. That's part of the purpose. The light workers come, and what I get is in 3 different kind of categories. One are the soldiers, one are the leaders, or the other are the leaders, and then the others are the space holder, healer, working the energy. Some people call it blueprinting, things like that. I cross over in that, but my main area is in that blueprinting, grid working, space holding. We are the ones that are here to help to reach the hand out to those people that are just starting to they started to wake up to some of the dark underbelly things that have been going on. And then along with it came some of their intuition and their gifts, and I'm feeling energy and not knowing what to do with it. That's part of our purpose there. Also working, creating energy fields of healing opportunities for people. And so I'm like, yeah, got it. Yeah, absolutely. And then the big message was, however, 50% of the light workers that are here, oh, look at that. Unable to get the camera. So we've had a little blip. We'll see if you guys can still hear me. Fun how as soon as I was about to deliver that message, I lost the camera. I don't know what I can do about it. We'll get the TD up there. All right. So let me keep going. I just love how stuff happens like this. Oh, listen, homies, you're not going to play with me. You can see me now. I'm holding up my hands. I have a message to deliver, and I can't do my day unless I deliver the message. So I'm just doing a little bit of healing here, protecting the field of what I want to say. Yes. Go bye-bye. All right. So see how important that discerning is? I'm still unable to get the camera back. Okay. Control V. Nope. Won't do it. All right. Please listen. Please listen. Okay. In my voice, 50% of the light workers with the purpose on this earth right now are lost. Where are they? They have allowed themselves to be manipulated. They have allowed themselves to be brainwashed or mind washed is the words that come through. They have allowed themselves to absorb fear. Yeah. They have. And that is so sad. It's okay. That is just one of those things that happens. I'm going to try to put a picture up instead here. That is just one of those things that happens. 50% is a lot. Now, what is it that we can do? And that's what the message is. I was guided to create a field of energy. Think of it like a, let's see, will my little background come up? Think of it like an orb or a big bubble or a big cloud of energetic, let's see, will that go up? Of energy, like a field of energy. So think of like a big cloud. You can't see me moving my hands. Big cloud of energy, okay? And all you have to do is, number one, discern the energy and or state, I enter this field of energy with unconditional love, in my own discernment that it is pure and of divine light, pure divine source energy, and it is completely free of manipulations and any ulterior motives or agendas or anything like that. Okay, and so this field contains all of those things, the healing that is needed to reset the light workers. Now, the light workers There, I got at least a picture up. Okay, so think of a field of energy. It can look like this flower of life here, or it can just look like this white cloud. So think of inside that field is healing. It is a reset of the system back to your natural state of your lightworker beingness. So any fear, any manipulative programming, like things through the Mockingbird program or whatever, or things sent through spiritual messaging, those are all dissolved. They no longer have an existence. They are no longer able to hold any kind of power or influence over your life. And the other healing frequencies, there's crystalline energy in there of clear quartz, amethyst, and rose quartz. And those are brought in by more of the ancestral soul lineage, the Andromedan and the Pleiadians, bringing into the field as necessary for infusing light codes and light into the light worker who may have absorbed darker energy. And so this is really essential. So if you feel lost yourself or very much struggling in this discerning or all these messages out there, what's right, wrong, things feel up and down. If you feel like you are a little bit lost there, then you can come into this field anytime you want. If you know friends or people that you know are light workers and you know they're lost, you can tell they're putting a lot of anger. Well, we have human emotions right now. We're all human. So go past some of that stuff. I'm not innocent in that, especially when it comes to some of the politicians and people that, challenge my compassion. But the ones that you sense that they have maybe where are they? Share this, in a subtle way. Share it. Or if this is for them, let them see it and hear it. Let them receive the message. It's not coming from me. It's coming from beautiful, benevolent beings connected to pure source. Okay. The other thing that they brought through and wanted me to share was just because 50% of the light workers have kind of are lost to what they're supposed to be doing, doesn't mean that we don't have the light workers needed to be able to do our job and what we're supposed to do. And they come through in the form of the children. The children, as we know, the awesome kids, the kids that have maybe a diagnosis, maybe not, of autism, ADHD, Downs, whatever, who I'm talking about. But then the other group that's here are the animals. And the animals coming through mostly as dogs and cats that are light worker beings. Not all of them, a lot of them. So you can kind of tune in your household, see your animals. And they may not show you, they may show you just dog language. But let me tell you, when they come and they lay up against you, or they sit on your lap, or they give you unconditional love, they are working a light worker's path. Whether it be to help and support you, to help and support the family, or possibly doing something in their sleep to work in the gridding and work in the blueprints, work in the collective field. So all of that is happening. So I welcome you, and even if you feel pretty good or whatever, and you want to go into this field, what I get is to think of it like a field of healing and restoration. You can rest and be safe there and not feel like you have to discern every little thing like I do. It's exhausting. Rejuvenate. So go into your meditation and say, this energy, this field that Tam was talking about, let me experience. Let me feel. Let me go there. And just take your time and go there. Feel and allow yourself to just completely experience and reset. And then the next step is to take yourself out of the influences. So if, like I was in a habit of listening to different podcasts and I get all riled up and stuff, tuning in to see, like, are those supportive of my light worker purpose here? And if they're not, you're not going to miss out on anything, okay? There's enough going around where you'll get the gist of what's happening. You just feel the energy. You may need to distance yourself, release yourself from those things. So wrapping up, let me check my camera, see if it's going to do anything. Oh, maybe. Nope. It's kind of funny how I didn't touch anything, and yet it says my camera is being used by another program on my computer. That is not true, but okay. So let's just take a couple deep breaths together. Inhaling in. Exhale. Inhaling in. Exhale. And one more. Inhaling in. Exhale. I want to thank you for listening to this message, and I hope that you receive it with the unconditional love and the goodness that is intended for you. And if this resonates and you feel like sharing it, please go ahead. This field is available for anybody that needs it, and it's protected and full of love, healing, and restoration. Have a beautiful day. Bye.